cause you to do it tonight. Call your mother and your father to let them know that you're dead. What the hell they should do? Say your prayers and beg for forgiveness. The reaper is rising and you're on the checklist. You can run, but you cannot hide. Your ending was closer and death is on your side. Your decision, your life has made it hard for you to survive. Count your chickens, accept your losses. You are the reason for the nails in your coffin. Shame, shame, I know your name.
Oh my goodness, there's an empty room. Today, we're going to talk about this book right here. Raise your
right.
glasses.
It's upside down. Hold it right side up.
I knew.
This is what it looks like.
I knew it was upside down. Today, with my friends Tom and Zeus from Shout It Out Loudcast, we're going to talk about this massive fan interaction that you guys did, which is totally cool. Today on Podcast Rock City Live. What's up, everybody? Joe here from Podcast Rock City, and with me this week, Joey Casada.
Yo, I can't believe Pooney is not here today, but you replaced him with the only two people I dislike as much as him, Tom and Zeus. You son of a bitch.
Pooney's scared. He can't handle this. He's scared.
I think he's on a plane. Like, he's flying from and right there, Tom and Zeus. Zeus, how you doing?
I'm good, guys. Sorry I got a little bit delayed there, but all is good and happy to be here and happy to see that Sonny's not here.
Oh my God. Always so mean. So
Always.
mean.
Yep.
Anyway, so it's great to see you guys there. Our show, there's really no Kiss news. There's one thing that we're going to talk about, but after we talk about the book, Raise Your Glasses, I'm going to make sure that
Stand on your next time you do that, Joe. Just stand on your head. You'll be good.
I've got a topic for us to talk about besides that, but we're just going to skip the news and get to the topic of the week.
Podcast Rock City Topic of the Week.
Before we get started, I want everybody to know that if you have not purchased this book yet, I'm going to tell you guys the truth. Mine showed up 10 minutes ago. Woo-hoo! I ordered it like 4 days ago, and it took too long to get here because I live in East Bumble, and I was thinking my joke isn't going to work unless I have the book. But I'm really glad that I got it. I haven't even had a chance to really open it yet, but I'm very excited to get to it. If you guys want to order it, you're on a computer probably or on your phone. You can multitask. Here, go to Amazon. There it is right there. Order the book. Leave it a good review. Anytime we can help out friends with something that they're selling, or even if they're not selling, if they're giving it away, it's a positive thing. Right here, the Shout It Out Loudcast put this out with Joey, and I want to get into it since the three of you pretty much were the authors. What I know about this so far is there's like 50 authors.
50? There's like 116.
There's actually 116 contributors, yeah.
Yes. So, so who's started with the idea? Did listeners come to you guys, Tom and Zeus, or did you guys go, Joey, you should do this?
Yeah, so I'll tell the story again here for the new viewers and for you, Joe. So this idea came about just about actually 2 years ago. Okay, right around the fall of 22, Zeus and I were kind of talking, show prep, whatever, all that kind of stuff. And Zeus, I'll give him all the credit in the world. He came to me and he said, "Hey, what would you think about a book?" And I said, "Okay, well, tell me what you're thinking." And he said, we have all these great guests with all these great interviews, and we always ask them these great questions about favorite song, favorite album, etc. And we get them to open up and talk about all the music that they love. What if we just tried to gather all that together, continue to get more guests, continue to get more interviews, and put it in a book and have every single song officially released in the catalog covered in chronological order of release? So I said, all right, let's do it. So we both said, who else is really, really annoying that we want to spend the next 2 years with working with? So I said, obviously we got to get Joey, because let's do that. So, but I'll joke aside with Joey. We both of us agreed, Joey's put a book together. He's a passionate Kiss fan. He's a serious hard worker for all the shit we give him. And then Zeus, you kind of take it from there and how it rolled into what we got.
Yeah, I think we came. It was pretty easy. I mean, Joey's had some success. I mean, he's had success writing a book about himself.
Yeah, I mean, if you can have success with that.
Yeah. So because he joined us, we were like, all right, let's make this work. He's got a great work ethic. He has the same knowledge. And he also can get some people that we were looking to get to make this book interesting. We all bounced off ideas off each other. We came up with basically roles for each of us to play. And we all have our lives. We all have our stuff going on. We have our shows and do what we can. And we just kept pecking away at this, and it built. And it was a lot of fun to be along the way. There's annoyance, and Joey's gonna bitch about his stupid margins. The margins move, the book's all screwed up. It's whatever. But we had a lot of fun. It was like connecting dots and being like, we got this guy. Oh, he just emailed us his list. Oh, so-and-so, you're gonna have to get him in a Zoom call, or so-and-so is gonna send a voice memo. Tom would transcribe. Joey would then input it into the book. I'd set up all the interviews and get everybody situated. It just worked like a good team. And more importantly, we know what we want as Kiss fans, and the vision came through in this book, I think.
Joey, so tell us some of the names that are in the book.
So again, we got so many contributors. You got to understand, we, especially all of us that have Kiss podcasts, and even all of the listeners, watching right now and kind of feedback that we get every week, we all have an outlet on these podcasts, on these forums, to talk about Kiss nonstop 24/7. And a lot of us do, right? There's nothing I love. There's two things I love talking about: Kiss and myself. So it's perfect.
Yes.
So, podcasts and stuff like this is our outlet, but a lot of the contributors we got don't have these outlets. They're busy in their own lives, whether they're superstar musicians or actors or comedians or whatever they're doing in their own world. They don't get to talk about Kiss like we do. We have this outlet. So, when we reached out to all these guys to gather all this information, even guys like, obviously, Bruce Kulick is in the book. He did the forward for our book. And guys like Chris Jericho and Mike Portnoy and Eddie Trunk and the Kiss songwriters, Adam Mitchell and Holly Knight and Desmond Child, and all these people who are so close to the Kiss world, and some of them who are Kiss uber fans just like us, don't get to talk about their love of Kiss, especially the rare Kiss songs and the songs that were, some of the songwriters contributed to, like with Adam Mitchell, a lot of the Creature stuff, and Jericho loving the 80s Kiss, and Eddie Trunk, of course, loving all eras of Kiss too. Well, maybe except the new era. And so when we got a hold of all these contributors, it was amazing to see, once you asked them to be a part of it, the floodgate opened. And we almost had to say, whoa, hold on a second. we just need like a paragraph about about Read My Body. We don't need 7 pages about Read My Body. So we had to actually rein some people in because they got so excited to give us their feedback and their stories and histories of their relationship with Kiss and being a Kiss fan, that it was almost too much at first, and we had to kind of Zeus printed up kind of like this little preview. Hey, this is kind of what we're looking for. And we would send that to everyone as a little guide.
So like people like Desmond Child and were you surprised when they started coming back to you?
So with Desmond, it was interesting because we actually had multiple Zoom calls with him because obviously his time is limited. His time is he's an important man. So we would have different meetings with him, and each time we would chat with him, he would focus on certain songs. And even Desmond Child, who is one of the most ultimate songwriters in the world, not just Kiss, obviously everything he's done, he was getting himself all excited and fired up and talking about even telling stories about how he met Paul Stanley and how I Was Made for Loving You was put together and different things like this. So guys like that who are already famous and already connected to Kiss, they couldn't stop talking about it. And like Joey and like Zeus said, this was really like kind of like a safe haven for people who don't usually get a chance to talk about Kiss. Desmond Child, I'll keep coming back to him, or even somebody like Holly Knight. They've done so many things with so many different artists that they just hearing them gush about Kiss was really amazing, and getting them to talk about not just the love of the songs, but the craft, like how they put these songs together. And I think that's really the really cool thing about the book is there's such a wide variety of guests. You have the songwriters like Desmond and Holly Knight, but then you have the super fans like Jericho and Eddie Trunk, and you have members like Bruce Kulick talking about what his brother Bob contributed to. Eric Carr's sister, Loretta Carr, talking about some real personal stories about Eric. So some of those songs from the Eric Carr era, from Creatures, Lick It Up, just some really, really cool stuff.
That's awesome. So, now, okay, so this is a weird question now. Now that you guys have done a book, do you guys go, I'll never do that again? Or do you guys go, oh,
no, go ahead. Go ahead. Tell them how pissed off you got at me.
I didn't get pissed off. I said, whoa. Joe, I think before the book went live on sale on Amazon, Zeus goes, I got an idea for book number 2. I'm like, the first one hasn't even come out yet.
Like glutton for punishment.
But no. I mean, now that it's like anything else. Once you do it, and like Gene Simmons said, once you do it, you get a taste for it. I got money, I want more money. I got women, I want more women. It's like we did this book, we had fun putting it together. It was a ton of work, of course, but like Joey said, it was a ton of work talking about Kiss. So
right.
I mean, as much work as it was, is that really work?
Right. Yeah.
And,
absolutely.
and there's nothing more satisfying too. I remember when I first put, all of the stuff, all the content that Zeus and Tom were collecting, and Tom was transcribing and Zeus was sending over, and I started to put it inside the actual format of the book. And once I sent it to those guys and said, look, this is kind of what it's going to look like. Seeing it come to fruition, there's nothing better as a creative person, who does multiple projects like myself. People always ask me, well, how do you write a book? Or how do you do a book? And how do you do this? And how do you do a TV show and do this, blah, blah, blah. You just do it. You go online. We do, this book was done. Everything was done ourselves. We had some help with editing. Our buddy Nige, who was an incredible editor. We had some help with the cover. Jeff Trott, our buddy, designed an incredible cover. But we did the book. We self-published. We formatted. We collected everything. We wrote every single thing in that book is stuff that we contributed to the book, or we pulled from contributors and formatted the book. It's so gratifying to see all of the 2 years worth of work from conception to fruition. when we first ordered our first proof copies, and the 3 of us got them in the mail, and you can hold a physical, tangible product that you've been contemplating and kind of doing in your head for a year or two now, there's nothing more satisfying than. Of course, do we want to sell copies? Of course we do. But more so than sell copies, we want to make sure we want people to love it. And the reviews have been coming in and flooding in. You know, we've got over 50 5-star reviews on Amazon already, raving about the book. And it's one of those books that you don't have to read cover to cover. It's not a biography where you got to read the beginning and here's the history of Kiss and here's how they put their makeup on. No, it's chronological order of every Kiss song, every album in order. So you can flip through it, or you can go back to the index in the back of the book and see one of the contributors. You want to see what Holly Knight wrote about, what the song she contributed. You go to the back of the book, you go to those songs, and you check out just Holly Knight's song review. So it's such a great companion to the Kiss catalog. It's about the songs from fans to the fans.
Yeah, it seems like it would be fun to like just grab any Kiss record, slap it on, and then go to the spot where it's at, and then just follow along and see, you know, if people thought the same way you did. Did you guys reach out to Ace, Gene, Peter, and Paul as well?
I'll take that.
Good.
So we've had Ace on, we had Gene. So we did the event a night with Gene Simmons in Las Vegas, and you comes to your table for 5 minutes and stuff. Tom asked him, I forget what did you ask him again?
I literally can't even remember. I was so starstruck that he was sitting down with me having dinner. I can't even remember what I said. I'm not kidding. I can't remember.
So I have always had this, affinity for You're All That I Want, a very, very deep cut from Kiss. That was my question. I have the recorder in front of me. He taped it. So I got Gene to comment for something on a song in our book. Ace, we had him on. We asked him about details about deep cuts that he asked. Like, I don't want to ask him about Shock Me. And that's the fun part about this book. There's 5 comments per song. So we all know Rock and Roll All Night, listening to at the end of the concert, what it meant to you, opening up Detroit Rock City. But you have 5 comments on Under the Rose, 5 comments on Betrayed. That's what I love about this. And we have a plethora of people from all aspects. So we have everybody from 9 songwriters. We have guys that played with Kiss members like the Ryan Spencer Cooks, the Brian Teachies, and things like that. They've played with them, Todd Kearns, and all these guys, right? And then we have, and this was Joey's idea, because I was like, I don't think people want to hear from podcasts. He's like, no, let's get some podcasters. Hence, Joe, you're in the book. We got other podcast friends that are in this book as well. And it's just a variety of opinions. So you're not getting the same guy writing reviews of every Kiss song off every Kiss album. And by the time you're up to the 5th album, you know what he thinks of these songs. This is great because you'd be surprised by who makes what comment about what song. And it's a variety of stuff. Not everything is 100% positive, but it's fascinating that and I know these guys say the same thing. We forget some of the interviews we got, and you look back and you're like, oh shit. Joe, I mean, here's something fascinating. We got Desmond Child to talk about Bang Bang You, which he wrote, right? And he talks about the fact that, you know, that was an old Cher song, Bang Bang, Shutting Down, whatever that song is. And he goes, yeah, then we came to Bang Bang You. And then I brought that to Ricky Martin, and we got She Bangs.
Yep.
Holy shit. How did that, you got like, and then She Bangs from Bang Bang You. And these are fascinating. The biggest throwaway kind of silly song from Kiss. And you get a comment like that buried in this book. There's tons of stuff to discover, and that's what we love about it.
Yeah. One thing too, awesome, Joe, is we wanted to let people know that all the comments that are in here are like fresh and brand new. Like what I mean by that is it's not like we went back and researched, you know, an Eddie Trunk interview from 1999 to see what he thinks about, you know, Destroyer. Like everything from the conception of the book came out in the fall of 22, and from then on, we went back to some of our episodes, some episodes that we did with some guests, but moving forward, it was all kind of fresh things. So, you know, this is all recent, you know, within the last, you know, relatively recent that you're getting all this information put together in the book. I do want to say one thing, Joe, if I can answer a question.
Sure.
If I can answer a question, Carl, and whatever his last name is there, somebody brought this up, and it's a fair question. He's asking why was there no Right Here Right Now from Monster, In Your Face, and then Nothing Can Keep Me From You from the Detroit Rock City soundtrack. We wanted to try to find some kind of guardrail for this book. So what we did was, let's stick to the studio albums, the official, US version releases. Let's stick to side 4 of Alive 2. Let's stick to the original tracks on Killers, the original tracks on Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits. If we started to include these, we started to get concerned about where it would end, because then it's like, okay, do we include Time Traveler from the box set? Do we include Mad Dog from the box?
Right.
So we wanted to try to have some kind of a guardrail, and we stuck with studio official Kiss album releases
and the solo albums, Tom.
And the solo albums too. Yes.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to tell you guys, I right here, this is, you can't see it, but that's Jeff Trott artwork.
Yes.
This cover is terrific.
That's all. That's
this
all.
Cover
Jeff.
is terrific. He's amazing. Did he come up did he have 4 or 5 covers before you guys picked one?
I'll let these guys. You guys.
Yeah, he sent us.
Go ahead.
We asked him to come up with something. We didn't want to use Kiss imagery, so obviously, there's copyright issues and all that stuff. We didn't want to use Kiss photos and drawings of Kiss, whatever it was, but we still wanted it to be Kiss. So we said,
Right.
Give us some ideas. Here's some ideas. We had some ideas of song titles and blah blah blah, all this different stuff. So he sent us a couple different silhouettes like that with different backgrounds and a couple of other ideas, and I think we all kind of unanimously went with that Love Gun kind of silhouette, because obviously if you're a Kiss fan, you know what that is. You don't have to see the exact image of Kiss. That's Kiss. When you see the bat signal in the sky, it's Batman. It doesn't have to be the yellow and black to see it. It could just be the outline, and you know what it is. So that's what we kind of went for with that. It's kind of popping. Obviously, the title of the book, Raise Your Glasses, was definitely something that we talked about and definitely argued about.
Yep.
I will admit that I was wrong. I didn't like the title at first. I figured, oh my God, Raise Your Glasses. I mean,
how dare you? How dare you?
And don't get me wrong. I love the song.
What did we do? Hey, Joey, what did we do to you? We treated him like Ace in 81.
Yeah,
Paul and Gene jumped in. We're like, no,
Yeah,
too bad. You're overruled.
I had no Peter. It was fucking Paul and Gene all over the place. As soon as Peter left, they jumped all over poor Ace, and they released the Elder.
But we tried to tell you that it made sense. I mean, yeah, because the whole point of the book, the subtitle of the book is a celebration of 50 years of Kiss songs. So when you celebrate, you raise your glass to celebrate something. And ironically, Kiss has a song called Raise Your Glasses, which is a deep cut. It's a little bit different. It catches your eye. It's not, rock and roll all night. It's not, whatever, Destroyer, the story of Kiss, and there is a book called Destroyer.
Yeah,
but that's
it's shouted out loud. The story by the great James Campion was a big help to us.
Right.
But when you say shout it out loud, are you talking the song, the podcast, the book? When you say Raise Your Glasses, the book.
Yep.
You know exactly where you're going. And it was Tom's idea, and I'll give him credit. And all I said was, I don't think I have anything better, so take it. And Joey's like, no, I don't like it. I'm like, okay, what do you want? Rock and roll all night? I mean, come on, give me something better.
It did turn out great, because I didn't realize that, because I'm just an uber Kiss fan, I'm only associating it with the song, but I'm not realizing that if you're an uber Kiss fan and you associate it with the song, it's great, because it's kind of like an inside little tidbit. But it could also just mean, which I think probably a lot of people just see it as, we're selling, and the second half of the title really makes sense. A celebration of the Kiss songs. And so it's Raise Your Glasses to Kiss to celebrate 50 years of their catalog.
Go ahead, Joe.
So when you raise your glass, you're doing a salute.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's really what you're doing. You're saluting the songs.
Yeah, what I wanted the title to be was I really wanted it to be I pledge allegiance to the state of rock and roll, but
Which is horrendous.
I'm kidding. Even though I love that is the best song on Psycho Circus. Don't even get me going.
Well, that's a steep battle there.
I
for
was going to
that,
say
right?
we're not
Yeah.
dealing with it. We're not dealing with the
man.
catalog there
But
on that
the
album.
difference is, though, for this book specifically, how many books are out there? Like, oh, Ace walked in with one colored sneaker. Oh,
Yep.
this is the outfits they
Right,
wore. Oh, the tour
right.
was struggling. Oh, Peter and Ace and numbing themselves. We wanted something about the songs. I think Behind the Mask is brilliant. I think it's great.
That's the
But we
template.
see how Paul and Gene get when you start talking about eras of songs that aren't critically acclaimed anymore. They shit on it. Well, I don't want
Right.
people to shit on everything. I want to hear what a lot of us think is Music from the Elders, a great album. Some people think Unmask is a brilliant album. Some people think Crazy Nights is. Let's get the variety of that. Talk about the music, which is the most, overlooked aspect of Kiss. And this is just specifically meant for people to talk about their music.
And Joe, the best part, I found after we started gathering all the reviews was pretty much what Zeus said. Like Behind the Mask is the template of, to me, all the great Kiss books. That's the Bible. And we wanted to do something and take it to another level because, like he said, Gene and Paul and Peter and Ace love those early 6 Kiss albums, but anything after that, there's not a lot of great reviews for. But we wanted to gather people who really stretch the gamut of all the Kiss years fandom, meaning you have plenty of people in this book that are, guys like Charlie Benante only love the 6 albums, those first 6, right? But then you got guys like Jericho and Bruce Kulick who are waving the flag, and all the Quarantine guys are in the book waving that flag for that 80s era of Kiss who, a lot of people don't look fondly upon, where, if you have to twist my arm, I'm going to probably go with 80s Kiss over 70s Kiss if you make me choose. And then something I really didn't expect, we just did a Kiss Army Things podcast, and Xander, the host of that show, is much younger than all of us.
Yeah, he's very young.
His era of Kiss is Psycho Circus, Sonic Boom, and Monster. So he could not. Oh, he was so excited.
Sorry,
But,
Joe.
I was going to say the same thing.
But we think that, but we, same way like Benante, when we say we love Bang Bang You, he goes, "You're an idiot." We think that of Monster and Sonic Boom possibly, but there's a whole generation of Kiss fans starting at the reunion where their Kiss is Psycho Circus, Sonic Boom, and Monster.
Right.
So when we got all the reviews in for those albums, which aren't in Behind the Mask, it's so great to see all the fandom and all the generations of different Kiss fans and the influence that era of Kiss had on these people. We have included in the book too tons and tons of pictures of Kiss fans like us, celebrity Kiss fans with, Kiss makeup on when they're 10 years old, playing a tennis racket. We got Mike Portnoy playing a tennis racket, dressed as Ace when he's 10 years old. Or we got, Jeremy Asbrock, dressed as Ace when he was young. And it's so great to see all the people Kiss has influenced, and all of these celebrities and actors, comedians, musicians over the years, and not just that 70s Kiss, 80s Kiss, Creatures Kiss, The Elder. People love The Elder in this book. So, are there a couple reviews where they're laughing at a song here and there? Of course there are. But I would say 98% of this book is praising every song and every era of Kiss.
You guys that are watching for the first time, you're getting the idea of what's going on here. Tom and Zeus have a show called Shout It Out Loudcast. If you've never heard of it, and I'm sure you have, I don't know why I fucking said that, but you have heard of the show. Just like, most people come up to, that they listen to all the Kiss podcasts that they can because it gets them through the week usually. Mm-hmm. But make sure you check those out. But if you want to write us and talk to us or give us an idea for Zeus's next book, you can send it to podcast rockcity1
That's the number one, baby.
at gmail.com. Here's another question that I had for you guys. Was there any songs that didn't get as much love like you thought? Like all of a sudden you're going, we have one review for this song. It's really,
Yeah. Zeus,
Yeah, so I had to organize
Peter
it.
Chris's solo album.
Yeah.
No, that got filled up. So I had a spreadsheet of all the songs, and I would create. Joey hates my spreadsheet.
Zeus is gonna dress up as a spreadsheet for Halloween and scare Joey. That's
Joe,
what
he had 3 spreadsheets to organize the spreadsheets.
Oh yeah, and then I would do all this work, and then Joey would go, "Hey, who's doing these songs?" And I'm like, "Mom." Anyway, so we would have all the songs, and then I would fill them up. And as soon as you got to 5, we would stop. In the beginning, the bigger names, I'm not telling Steve Vai, no, we don't have, you're not going to comment on Rock and Roll Night. You have to comment on The Devil Is Me. I mean, you get the choice. Pick your song you want to comment on, Steve. But by the end, we started seeing slots get filled up. What I got is some of our favorite fellow podcasters kind of got the shit of the litter and would get emails sent to them. Hey, can you kind of pick from these songs? And those were generally the last 2 albums and more of the non-makeup albums. I will tell you, Peter Chris's albums got filled up. The Sisters, Dolls Brothers were fantastic. They played Peter's last concert. So we're hearing them comment about Peter's solo album. Fantastic. And a lot of people liked it. Joey and I both are big fans of that album. So I didn't think I had a problem.
So am I. I like that album too. I like that album. We're
pretty high up there, and Tom is a fan as well.
Okay.
The first 6 albums were easy, Joe.
Oh, those filled up right away, almost.
Yeah, but it was mostly like Murder in High Heels, things like that. Radar for Love on Asylum.
I'll say this though. I'll say this. I know, obviously, we all contributed here. Joe and the 3 of us. I enjoyed commenting on the deeper tracks, the songs that you don't. I thought writing about those was actually a lot of fun because you go and listen to the song a couple times. You're like, you know what? Okay, there's something here. It might not be your favorite song that you're going to go, check out all the time. But, writing about Deuce and Strutter and Detroit Rock City and, Heaven's on Fire, that's easy. That's easy. Writing about Silver Spoon, that's a little trickier, even though I love that song.
I'll give you guys one other little, fun little tidbit behind the scenes. There was one song that got the most entries, and it's not what you would expect.
No, go ahead.
And we had to cut it back. Yep. So I don't know if you want to guess, Joe. Tell me what you think got the most entries before we said, hey, cut back. This song got it.
Let's put the X in sex.
Good guess.
Hey, I love that song.
That was second.
No. Yeah. I don't know if anybody else wanted to guess, but
I don't remember. What was it? Black Diamond, Zeus?
Nope.
No.
It was Parasite.
Imagine that,
man. I'll tell you something. That song, like, when you talked, that's for a lot of people. When you listen to the beginning of that song, it's close to metal.
Yes.
And people really seem to gravitate toward because it's very. You could, Anthrax did it, right? Anthrax did it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, when you hear their version, it's even more metal. But I think people really gravitate towards that song. That's now that you've said that, Zeus, I'm not really all that surprised.
Yeah. So we had Jeremy Asbrook, Matt Starr, Bella from Perone from Plush. You had Jason Hook, Five Finger Death Punch, Martin Popoff, Roxy Petrucci from Vixen. You had Charlie Benante, Brian Ticci, and the Demon Dale Torborg. That had the most entries, and they're all most of the biggest stars. They're like, we want to talk about Parasite.
Yeah,
just threw me off.
And Joe, when we, after we had the first initial run, okay, we got all these contributors, and then we looked back at Zeus's 17th spreadsheet, and we saw all the holes that we were missing. You'd be surprised when we reached back out to people; they were more than willing to do all the deep cuts and stuff. Someone like Jericho, you know, obviously we shit on each other all the time, but Jericho is great. He, you know, Zeus and I did. I don't think Tom was there. Zeus and I did a Zoom with him one time.
Yeah.
I remember I was in Washington playing a show with the Capitals.
You were in the hotel room.
Yeah, I was in the hotel room, and Jericho was just like, dude, just let's do a Zoom call, and you tell me every song you need, and I'll just talk about it. And we just sat with Jericho for over an hour, and we were like, hey, dude, yeah, we need, you know, You Make Me Rock Hard, and, you know, all this crazy stuff that nobody wrote about yet, and Partners in Crime, and, you know, Dance All Over Your Face, and all these crazy songs. And obviously he's a sick Kiss fan like we are. He immediately just started rattling his thoughts off on those songs. And, you know, the reason why some of those early songs filled up so fast was, you know, you got all these big time musicians telling us the stories of why a riff or a drum fill or a drum beat was the reason why they started playing music. And it's insane. You know, we had I remember the first round of reviews we were getting from the book. People couldn't believe that. I think songs like Let Me Know were such a big influence on people, like, and listen to Peter's drumming on that song, and holy shit, he's a monster, and all these reviews about Kiss's playing and how it influenced some, you know, guys like Steve Vai and, you know, Chris Caffrey from Trans-Siberian Orchestra and Joel Hoekstra and all these guys who are monster musicians, and these songs made them who they are today. It's fascinating to hear.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things is, like we said earlier, like you're getting that feedback from musicians saying how they were impacted, but then you're also getting, you know, like diehard fans, kind of like with a lot of like nostalgic tales about, like, you know, when they got double platinum for Christmas and they opened it up and they heard Strutter 78 and, oh, they did this and they dressed up and they got this toy, and, you know, you're getting all different, you know, you're getting hilarious people like Russell Peters, the comedian, Ahmet Zappa, you know, then you're getting, like Joey said, Joel Hoekstra giving his intake on a riff, and, you know, you're getting the whole thing. It's pretty cool. It's not just kind of a straight line through the book.
Here's a question. It says, hey, fellers, were there any comments that surprised you? Not like Desmond's Child, but like, whoa, settle down, or whoa, wow, we never knew someone liked that song.
Oh, I would say
Tons.
plenty. I would say plenty of those, tons of those. Yeah.
Jericho was a little bit over the top with some of those 80s songs that were like, come on, buddy, where are we going with this? But there were mostly people that were gave comments with passion. Bully Ray the wrestler.
Yeah.
I mean, he gave us two. He goes, I only want to talk about two songs. These two songs, that's it. And I'm like, I feel like he's going to jump through this Zoom call and body slam him if I even think about objecting. He's a very intimidating person. But like his passion comes out about certain songs. The other one I would say that had some good comments that came out of, like, you know, wow, was the writer like Holly Knight. Jean Beauvoir. I like the songwriters talking about the song because they give you sometimes a picture of, like, yeah, I came over to Paul in Paul's apartment and he had the acoustic. I played a melody and then Paul came up with the chorus, and you're like, whoa. So you get different aspects of the, like, somebody gives you that perspective. Then you get a wrestler talking about getting jacked up before a match because he's listening to this song. Those are the best parts about it, and those are the ones that kind of surprise you, like, oh, I never thought about something like that.
And Joe, Bruce really went deep too on some of the
I was just
tracks.
about to ask about
Bruce contributed so much, and so did his wife Lisa. Did so many songs for us, and, you know, some of the
Bruce
behind
did
the
45 songs.
45 songs he reviewed, and, you know, all from his era and behind the scenes of maybe writing a riff or just his thoughts on the song or doing something with Paul. And then Lisa had some reviews that I didn't think she was going to, like, songs she picked to review. And just, I loved hearing the extended Kiss family, which I think we all are in a sense. You know, Kiss is not here anymore. Kiss is not touring. Gene and Paul really do the same interview over and over again, blah, 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 talking about the same stuff and shitting on the same stuff. We wanted to hear from the new Kiss family. You know, Neil Davis, who's putting on Kiss Cancer Goodbye, 3 coming up in December. When I was talking to him about the new event and guest stars and all this stuff, he made a great point. He's like, listen, Kiss is not touring, they're getting older. We want to do events, and Kiss fans want to do events for years and years to come. And it's not just about having Kiss members always at these events, because unfortunately, after a while, either that gets old or they're not going to be able to do it anymore, right? So he's trying to create something with the extended Kiss family, which is almost like we did with the book, where we're recreating things that Kiss has long forgotten about. Whether it's, like I said, Neil's, I'm doing the whole Creatures of the Night record and the whole Elder record at Kiss Cancer Goodbye. Where the hell are you going to see that? Same thing like our book. Where are you seeing reviews for, Nowhere to Run and, Street Giveth and Street Taketh Away and all these crazy songs that nobody has talked about in years? We want to extend the regular Kiss interview and opinion to the extended Kiss family members with, guys like in the Gene Simmons band and guys in Ace's band and Frehley's Comet members, or guys who played with Kiss over the years, or Kiss songwriters that we never get to hear from. That's what we really wanted. Of course, we would love to hear more from Gene, Paul, Peter, Ace, Eric, Tommy, everyone. But we want to hear almost more, because we've heard all the stories from those guys already. We want to hear more from the extended family and the people that Kiss really influenced.
Right. I remember the first time I ever picked up a tennis racket to pretend like it was a guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact I had never done that before. Unless I was 2 and I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I'd never done it again. And it was the first time I put double platinum on. I remember sticking it in and I remember being in my room and just pretend. And I also, the music just inspired us as kids. I mean, even new kids, starting off from the reunion tour. It is possible that there are a lot of people out there, and I don't even mean it is possible. It is a fact that there are a lot of Kiss fans that Tommy Thayer is the spaceman.
Oh, sure. Totally. Absolutely.
So they can't even grasp what we came through. But but when you're looking at the people in this book, some of them, just like you had said, they picked up guitars and drumsticks and bass guitars. Joey is the same way, all because of what they heard from songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I just opened up the book. Here's 2000 Man. You've got Trickster, Sister's Doll, Brett Michaels band, Vixen. You got an author, Sirius X. Keith Roth is on here. Mm-hmm. These are, Holly Knight, Matt Starr. It's amazing when you find out how many people are touched by that band.
Yeah, that's a great point too. And one other thing too, I just want to kind of back up. I may have already mentioned it before, but in terms of comments and contributors that really hit for me was Bruce talking about his brother Bob's contributions and really kind of shining a light on Paul Stanley's 78 solo album. And Matt Porter, thank you, buddy. Appreciate those kind words. Thank you. But Bruce really digging into what Bob, the kinds of guitars that Bob was playing, what he was doing on songs like It's All Right and Love in Chains, like things like that. Pretty much I would say it's not breaking news to say that most of us love the Paul Stanley solo album. So to hear Bruce talking about his brother's contribution, stuff like that, I really, really loved as a fan.
One of the coolest things I didn't know until just a few years ago that Bruce and his brother were in Meatloaf's band. I had no idea. And just you don't realize how much those guys were involved in. I went on YouTube and I found a full concert concert, and there they are with their mustaches,
Yeah.
and they're on stage, playing with Meatloaf, and you're like, these guys they've really been around. As a young kid, the first time I threw on Animalized Live Uncensored, I didn't know who Bruce Kulick was.
Right.
I mean, did any of us? We were at that age where it would have been hard for us to know,
Yep.
But now, as adults, you're like, man, those guys really. Tell me about Bruce's forward in the book,
Joey.
Yeah,
Joey.
so we, obviously, Bruce was really the first and best choice to do the forward. We wanted someone that was going to really understand what we wanted. We wanted him to give a reflection on Kiss's music. And, and that's the best part about the book. Everyone is talking about how Kiss influenced them from their music, not the makeup, not the costumes, not the stage show, not the concerts. So who better than to have Bruce, the one guy who was not involved in all of that stuff, the glam and the obviously they had pyro and stuff, but when you think Kiss, when the average Kiss fan thinks Kiss, they're thinking bombs and makeup and costumes. Bruce is all about the music. And we wanted Bruce to talk about that. We asked him to write the forward from his heart about what Kiss's years from his perspective meant to him and what the music meant to him. And that's really what we did for everyone in the book. Bruce is obviously special because he did the forward and he's, the one and only Bruce Kulick. But we really approached the whole book the same way as we approached that forward with Bruce. We wanted people to talk about the music, which is really, I know it's weird to say, it's the forgotten aspect of Kiss.
Well, it is,
why,
especially.
yeah.
I mean, especially recently. I mean, first of all, we're almost, we're 9 months removed from the final show, and there's really not much going on. And even before the final show, everybody was talking about, are they going to bring back the former members? Is Paul Stanley using tracks? Is he lip syncing? Are they talking to Ace? Is Ace doing this? And you lose track of all that. You get all wrapped up in the drama. I mean, we do the same thing every week, and everybody does. That's what Kiss fans do. And then you forget the reason we're doing all of this is because of these songs and these albums that we all love and still listen to 50 years later. And that's what's really cool about hearing all these different people from all different corners of the world and Kiss world talk about it. Like I said, like you get a comedian like Russell Peters. The comments that he's going to have are going to be way different from the comments that Desmond Child has. And that's what makes it awesome.
Right. And that's something else. I mean, and I understand that what we're talking about, if you pick Elvis and do a book like this, you're going to find people that it was very personal to them. That's the thing. That's one of the things that we love. When I met you guys for the first time was on the Kiss cruise, right?
That's right.
The cruise. I mean, it was like we'd known each other forever.
Yeah.
And then the last time I saw you guys was at
Creatures Fest.
Creatures Fest.
Yep.
Right. It's like, but that's the cool thing about being a fan of something as much as we are. It's like we do recognize that we're like all on the same team. We don't like Franco Harris all the time, and you're definitely not a Manning fan.
Hell no.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Joey. Both our teams are terrible. But that's the thing about this book. You're going to find out that maybe some tracks didn't get as much love as you thought, or maybe some tracks got more love than you thought. And that's the other thing. Zeus's favorite record's different than Tom's favorite record's different than Joey's favorite record, different than mine. And that's what makes being a Kiss fan so cool.
Agreed.
And isn't that the best part of Kiss? The best, for me anyway, the best part of Kiss is their diversity. It's not the first 6 records or the last 6 records or the middle 6 records. It's the difference in all of the records. Mm-hmm. Love Gun is probably my favorite record, but I don't want 35 Love Guns. That's what
AC/DC does.
Yeah, one day I want to hear the 4 tracks on Killers, and then I might want to hear Carnival of Souls, and then I'll throw on some Sonic Boom and then go back to Hotter Than Hell, just depending on what I'm in the mood for. That's what makes Kiss great. And
Yep.
that's what makes the book great. It covers everything. So as you're reading it, you're reading all the differences in these songs, yet you're hearing the love for these songs for different reasons.
Absolutely.
So
And
true.
So if you guys haven't, once again, I'm going to tell you again, if you haven't picked up the book yet, go to Amazon. Is it on the Shout It Out Loudcast? I just typed in the name of the book and that's how I got it.
Yeah, if you go to our website, shoutoutloudcast.com, right on the landing page, there's an image and a link right there, and you can go to amazon.com and search for it as well.
Yep, just go on Amazon.com, type in Raise Your Glasses Kiss book, and it'll pop right up. It's available Amazon Prime. If you order it right now, it'll probably be on your doorstep tomorrow, unless you live like in the middle of some weird woods like where Joe lives.
I was sitting on the porch today drinking my coffee thinking, I'm glad I don't live in the fucking city.
Fair point.
You would have had your book 3 days earlier if you did, Joe.
I have an Amazon distribution center here too. I don't live that much into the woods.
But what do they bring it with you like a horse and carriage? How do they bring it to you?
No, it gets dropped through
Hot-
drone.
hot
That's how
air
it got
balloon.
here. It was a drone. All right, listen. I want to thank you guys for coming on the show. I had a great time. Did we miss anything that you guys want to make sure that you tell everybody?
No, I think we've covered it all. I mean, we've talked. We're just so thrilled. We're so thrilled that people are thrilled. I mean, like Joey said, holding a copy of it in our hands and seeing all the work up for 2 years come to fruition is amazing. And talking to you, Joe, about it and kind of spreading the gospel of Kiss to everybody out here, it's a blast. So huge thanks to you, Joe, for having us. We really appreciate it.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. The two things I want to add, Joe, is just if you get the book, I would suggest breathing it in slowly. Listen to it with read it with the catalog. Listen to the catalog as you're reading it to go back and remember some of the things people are talking about, whether it's a drum fill in Hard Times or a guitar riff and Let Me Know. Go back and really appreciate the catalog and read it along with the music.
Yep.
And if you love it, if you got the book, we beg you, go to Amazon, write us a review, leave us a 5-star review. Tell us what you think. Take a picture of yourself with the book. Post it online. Give us a quote, and we'll share it. We'd love to hear more than anything what you guys think of the book.
Yeah.
Joey, before we get out of here, I wanted to ask you. So some announcements have been made about the Kiss Cancer Goodbye, which is in just a couple of months.
Yes.
Karen was asking me. So Karen and I are dating 10 years at the end of this month, but
That's
she
poor
is
girl.
going to be, she's going to be busy on our anniversary.
Yeah.
So not on the
Conveniently.
actual anniversary, the day. But she was like, "Do you want to go down to the thing?" And I was like, "Absolutely not. I still have 15 copies of Joey's book here that he was like, can you please bring home? Because I don't want to fly them back. And I know what's going to happen. You're going to be like, I brought 700 copies of Raise Your Glasses. Can you put them in your car and bring them?"
Don't worry, Joe. I
just
just
kidding.
spoke to Neil last night. I'm going to ship them right to Neil. So he's going to have 900 copies on his doorstep before
Did I bring them to you last time? I think I brought them to you last time.
You
No, I'm just kidding.
made Karen carry the box in, you son of a bitch. I remember.
Hey, what do they say? Work smart. Work smart.
Joe, are you coming?
We've discussed it. It.
Neil I
yeah.
have the lineup in front of me right now. Neil released this today. So just a quick rundown. So Kiss Cancer Goodbye 3. All proceeds go to fighting cancer. It's going to be a great, great event. It's a 3-day weekend event. Friday, December 6th, December 7th, December 8th. It starts off Friday. It's going to be a full convention as well, an expo with tables and everyone selling everything. It starts off with Anton featured in the expo area, signing everything, taking photos, stuff like that. Then, that evening it begins. Anton's doing a tribute to Dynasty and Unmasked. So I'm assuming all the Anton Fig songs he's going to be playing, which, God, we probably never seen him play any of those songs before. So that's incredible. We got a best of the solo albums that we have, obviously all-star musicians playing. And then the first night closes out with the newly dubbed Handsome Devils, myself, Todd Kearns, Gabriel Connor, and not Charlie Power this year. Charlie is going to be away on tour, but we got Gabriel's guitar player, Lewis. We're going to be recreating the full Creatures of the Night record cover to cover. That's day one. Day two, going to be in the afternoon, we're going to be recreating the full Elder album. I don't know how we're doing it yet, but we're going to do it. There's going to be some theatrics and swords and dragons. Who the hell knows what the fuck is going to happen? But Neil's going to go all out. We're doing the full entire Elder album cover to cover. I'm assuming never been done before. Where the hell else are you ever going to see that? Then we go to I think they're playing the full Kiss and Hotter Than Hell album cover to cover. Then Quarantine, Jericho's band, doing all 80s Kiss songs with Bruce Kulick on lead guitar for the whole entire set.
Wow.
He's playing with Quarantine. And then that night closes with the full Alive 2 album recreated by, I know, Jeremy and Scott Coogan and Ryan Spencer Cook are going to be doing a big chunk of that. And then the last day, same thing, deep and dirty songs, deep cut songs from Kiss. And then it's going to be ending with Todd Howarth doing a full tribute to Frehley's Comet.
Nice.
So all stuff that you never see anywhere else. It's going to be an incredible weekend.
Right. Yeah, I highly recommend this. You know, we were talking about how fans are pretty much having to put things together in order to continue being Kiss fans. I just saw online that somebody has put together a Kiss cruise reunion. Have you seen this?
No.
Yeah. So it's just basically they found a cruise. I want to say it was Andy Moyen found a cruise, and a whole bunch of people are going to go just so they can hang out. I
don't want to hang out with people on the cruise. I want to go see Kiss.
All the bad aspects of the Kiss cruise just for you.
So wait,
Well,
is there like performers and stuff?
I haven't gotten that far into it. I saw, but this is my point.
I'm teasing, Joe.
I know you're teasing, but my point is that a lot of the fun was the hang, to reunite with them, which is something they did for 11 years. Take out COVID. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. The vid. Take that out. I don't know. I don't know.
Listen,
but,
I think the Kiss cruise will be back. Whether Kiss plays on it or not, obviously they're not going to do anything in makeup. But I think it'll be back. It's too much of a need to say a money grab, and it's a great event. Honestly, if Kiss is not there, I still think it sells out. If we do everything that Neil just said, that's going to be on Kiss Cancer Goodbye 3, throw that on the cruise with all the musicians that are taking place.
Bingo.
Throw Ace and Bruce to do some solo stuff too.
Yep.
That's the cruise. I hate to say it, guys, but we don't need Kiss anymore.
That's true. It's a great point, Joey. Take Kiss Cancer Goodbye number 4 in 2025 and have the whole thing happen on a boat.
Yeah, and just
Absolutely.
make sure Joey's not on it. Sell out.
Well, Joey will be on it. He'll be dropping off everybody's luggage in their rooms.
Just make sure you
Have
frisk
mercy.
Deuce for any fart spray before the fucking doors
Yeah,
open.
wait. I don't know anything about that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know now we're straying off, but the only the story I remember when we were on the cruise, the boat got rough one day.
Oh, that was so bad.
Who was it that was in bed the longest? Zeus? Was it Zeus that was in bed?
so
I
bad.
had horrendous puking the whole time.
That was bad.
Yeah.
It was like in the afternoon until like the next evening.
I remember going to bed that night and being like, "Holy shit! I'm never going to see my family again. This is it for me."
You remember the
It wasn't that bad.
glass
Oh
door?
no! Joey? Our sliding doors on our balcony, where the shower doors were
Yeah.
slamming back and
Oh
forth.
my God.
Man. Oh, it was
Zeus,
awful.
you know
It was.
how your
wasn't that
stomach
bad.
felt during that night? That's when I first started looking at your spreadsheets. That's how I felt.
Okay.
Well, it got the job done, thankfully, brother. And it's about as much as I like hearing about your fucking margins. All right, so we're about even.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being on here. I really do appreciate it. Excuse me, I almost died. You can get Tom and Zeus's podcast on We're everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's
Yeah.
everywhere. It's everywhere. Just go to Apple, go to Google. Does Google? I think they stopped.
Yeah.
One of them stopped doing it. Google,
Spotify, Apple, all those.
Spotify. Yeah. Go and check out their podcast if you haven't. I know you have. It's. I say that every time I have a podcaster on here. Like,
you never know.
Nobody's ever heard of Matt Porter. It's like everybody's heard of Matt Porter.
That's a powerful and attractive man right there.
It certainly is. And I'm really glad that he graced us with his presence for 16 seconds tonight. It was really nice. Make sure you check that out. When do you guys drop new episodes? I get a message, but Saturdays.
Saturday morning.
Okay.
Yep. Saturday morning.
Joey, do you have anything to add? Any new episodes of Top 5? I think you had a new one.
Yeah, new one was last week. Yeah, we didn't get to one this week. I've been super busy doing some more tracks with my buddy Steve Brown. He was over the other day, so we were laying down some new tracks, some fun, exciting stuff happening. New Top 5 will be there next week. I got one in the can. No pun intended, of course.
Oh, I almost jumped on that horse.
No, just, the big things happening right now is obviously Raise Your Glasses book. Go on Amazon, check it out, and go to, I think it's creaturesfest.com to get Kiss Cancer Goodbye 3 tickets. There's Neil is crazy. He's doing a super cheap, I think it's $59 ticket for all 3 days. How the hell are you going to beat that with all the things that I just mentioned? $60 for 3 days. It's going to be an incredible weekend, incredible hang. It's going to be, phenomenal. Hopefully, I'm trying to get Tom and Zeus to come, but I think Zeus has like figure skating or something, and Tom's doing something else. I don't know what's going on. But I will definitely be there signing books. Hopefully, one of these guys will make it with me, and we'll be signing some books.
Nice.
Well, you know what I'm going to say. This was a lot of fun. First, if you guys don't know, if you guys are ever on Instagram, tonight was the first time we ever went live on Instagram. We checked that out, so you can let your friends know that we're out here too, doing this live every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's a lot of fun. As you can see, we have the best guests and our friends come and hang out. It was really good to see you guys, man. It's just like about 5 minutes into it, I was like, man, we really got to find something where we can medium ground where we can all get together, because it's always, I think about that night after I want to say it was after Vinny played. We were all sitting in the restaurant. Right?
Yep.
Rudy Sarzo came by. We all jumped on Rudy Sarzo.
Rudy. Yep.
He was wandering around hoping somebody was going to be like Rudy, and we did.
Yeah, we attacked.
It's always so much fun to see you guys. I really do appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much.
You know what I'm going to say? We love Kiss. Man.
Uh-oh.
Karen,
and we love
Heimlich. Karen, come down.
I don't need the honey lick. And we love Kiss, and we love Kiss podcasts. Say it with me. Most of them anyway. And you're going to hear the commercials for all the ones that we love right after this in 3, 2, 1. Peace.